Hey everybody, this is Us Roasted on Gaming with episode 1, match number 2, with me learning some Sneak and Show in Legacy. Obviously, learning the cantrip decks is a little bit rough for someone who's primarily used to Modern, but we're working on learning Legacy and throwing out some Legacy content on the channel here. This is going to be an Eternal Magic channel. We're dedicated to mostly Modern, but also some Legacy stuff here. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, leaving a like, and leaving constructive comments down below, especially here in Legacy, where I'm learning the format, learning how to cantrip, learning my fetch lands, etc. Last round, we got thoroughly embarrassed by Death and Taxes, with me probably missequencing either my cantrips or my fetches, and definitely having chances to win, but they just kept us on the precipice of not being able to cast our spells. Between Thalia, Phyrexian Revoker, Wastelands, Ports, all the good old Death and Taxes stuff. But anyways, enough about Dex and Taxes. Let's talk about Sneak and Show. Based around the cards Show and Tell or Sneak Attack, trying to get either a Gristlebrand, an Emrakul, or an Omniscience into play, and then kind of winning the game from there. Omniscience allows you to play around some of the hate cards like Karakas and such. Allows you to hardcast your Emrakuls, take an extra turn, annihilate your opponent. If they want to bounce it, you can just take another turn by recasting with Omniscience. Gristlebrand allows you to draw a bunch of cards, protect your stuff with Force of Will and Spell Pierce, find your copy of Emrakul, and the game that way. Beyond that, obviously Show and Tell puts the thing in permanently. Sneak Attack allows you to give it a haste and bash your opponent that turn. Beyond that, you have a bunch of cantrips in the form of Brainstorm, Ponder, and Preordain to find your combo pieces. Lotus Petal and some of the Ancient Tombs and City of Traders to accelerate your mana to get your Show and Tells and Sneak Attack out sooner, because obviously Legacy is kind of a faster format. Spell Pierce to help protect your combo along with Force of Will, and then Search for Azcanta as kind of a late game search engine to find your either more cantrips or Shows and Tells, Sneak Attacks, etc. A little bit more relevant in the post-board games when the games slow down a little bit and there's a little bit more interaction. A lot of times in game 1 you're just trying to jam and beat whatever your opponent's doing. Sideboard, Echoing Truth can come in against a random catch-all, gets everything from Containment Priest to whatever else your opponent might be bringing in against you. Arcane Artisan, pretty solid as another way to sneak your big dumb idiots into play. Gets around some of the various hate cards, especially against decks with lack of removal. Artisan's probably one of the cards you want to be bringing in. Surgical Extraction and Fairy Macabre for any of the graveyard decks, especially Black-Red Reanimator, which is kind of a rough matchup for this in some regards, because you can't really cast your cards Show and Tell, you gotta win other ways. Grim Lavamancer, Abrade, and Pyroclasms for smaller creature decks like Delver and Death and Taxes. Boseiju for any type of the Blue Mirror. Grafdigger's Cage also comes in against the graveyard decks. Pithing Needle, we need to shut down any problematic permanent from Planeswalkers to Wastelands, etc. And Defense Grid for any type of counterspell based deck. So let's hop into match number 2 and hope we don't get waxed like we did against Death and Taxes there. So, do apologize. Legacy is not my strongest format yet, but we're working on it. This hand's a pretty easy mulligan. Is it, though? Huh. Actually, in hindsight, is this a hand we can keep? So, if we find a blue source, can jam Show and Tell on turn 2 with one of these idiots, I guess we keep. I mean, this is certainly a risky hand. Logins to 5, keeps their hand. You got a new name, Brainstorm or Force of Will? Sure. So am I putting my opponent on Dredge here? So I'm probably going to have to use Spell Pierce to protect my hand next turn, if they are in fact Dredge. Do I counter LED here? The question is, which fatty do I put into play here? This, I'm guessing this is Dredge, but it could be Storm. Show and tell. And our opponent concedes. So are we putting our opponent on Dredge, or are we putting them on Storm? I'm gonna guess Lion's Eye Diamond. So Ad Nauseam Tendrils, Dredge. I don't think Ad Nauseam plays like... I was gonna say, I'm guessing this is Dredge just from the land base. Yeah, Gemstone Mine looks like it's a Dredge thing. So, Surgical, Macabre, and Cage. Do I bring in things like Pyroclasm? One matchup, I'm not entirely sure what I bring in. Flusterstorm. Not really a Flusterstorm-ish matchup. And... Guess we could, like, potentially bring in, like, Pyroclasms and stuff to buy time, but I don't know. That's necessarily where we want to be in this style of matchup. So they're not quite modern Dredge. They have their own little stuff going on. Do I fight over Lion's Eye Diamond? Obviously... Wraith. They could obviously have a careful study or something here, but... Maybe I should just play Volk there. It seems like Volk is what I was supposed to play. Only gonna crack that if we absolutely have to. Fortunately, that's gonna resolve. Dredge doing Dredge things. And obviously Dredge gets to kind of They even name here. That's kind of obnoxious. Really need like a cage or something here to kind of punish them for this nonsense. Oh, what a good old format. See, this is why WotC banned Golgari Grave Troll in Modern. Because our opponent literally flipped their entire deck by like turn 2 or 3 here. Mm-hmm. Only card in our hand our opponent knows about Spell Pierce, I think. Ye missed, friend. Ye missed. You have a Dread Return in the yard. And I screwed up with my Brainstorm. So, If I would have put the Show and Tell back on top instead of the Fetch land, we would have been better off there, but I still think we were pretty close to dead. There's some consideration to bringing in Pithing Needle for Lion's Eye Diamond. Seems like it might be a bit too cute there, though. Excuse me. Let's bring in Echoing Truth as a random catch-all. We can get a bunch of their zombos, potentially, etc. We have Spell Pierce as a form of defense, I guess. Just deny them the information. We're not really going to be attacking our lands, so just Spell Pierce that. Hope they don't have an LED to follow up. Guess I'd like to shuffle. Alright, Force of Will's not terrible here. But we still do need to find... What land do I play here? Don't think it matters which land we play. Probably gonna have to force any type of graveyard shenanigans here. Either any of their enablers. 2 mana, what the heck is this? Really want a sneak and show or a show and tell? Yeah, omniscience, that's exactly what I wanted. Alright, Force of Will is not terrible here. Guess we just give up on the City of Traders. And we can hard cast Force of Will and keep Omniscience in our hand. Not that it's gonna do a lot now that our opponent has a Grave Troll in the graveyard through discarding. Rare Tear and a bunch of garbage. Alright. Do need to find a cantrip or something here real right quick. Really, deck? Wow. Our opponent might get their unnatural dredging. So obnoxious. Or I guess Cephaloid Coliseum will do it too. They missed on a dredger, that's hilarious. Come on, deck, give us a show and tell, give us a cantrip, give us something. The only therapy they have in the yard. Wow. I mean... I guess it's something. Does Icaroid require an Icaroid from your graveyard? Get rid of your dredgers. And get hit by Icaroid beatdown. I guess they can only technically bring back one. So we're going to 10 here, which means I can't Force of Will. This Ancient Tomb is shut off, so I think we might just be dead here. And Brainstorm's a really good card. And nothing. I mean, at least if we would have hit a show and tell, we would have been able to cast it there, but in the end, it really doesn't matter if you don't draw what you need to draw. So I think, obviously, game 1 we won pretty easily. Game 2, they did their dredging thing, and then game 3, we both kind of sat there and did nothing for a little while. They were able to advance their game state by discarding the hand size. We just kind of sat there and twiddled with no cantrips or anything. A bunch of Force of Wills and expensive cards in our hands. So it's nice to shut down their original dredging plan, but without the ability to combo, obviously, we just kind of died. So this has been Dust for Dusted on Gaming. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below.